bow, chicky bow, 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 chicky bow, bow, chicky bow, 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 chicky bow, bow, chicky bow, 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 bow. Ladies and gentlemen, this is JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I'm Joe.
I'm Won-Jin.
Today we're gonna start off with a review
Of
Rings of Power Season 2, Episode 1 to 4. Spoilers ahead for this first season, Lord of the Rings movie, and everything up till now. Big shout out to Scott Walker.
Oh, not just the Lord of the Rings, but also the Hobbit.
Oh, you're right, you're right. Big shout out to Scott Walker, ZZ Uichanong. And by popular demand, after our review, we will have a Let's Talk session. The traffic was very impressive, over 100. Which is amazing for JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. Amazing, amazing. Double our subscriber numbers.
Oh, what's up, ZZ?
What's up, ZZ? And we haven't decided on the topic yet, but we will after this. So you have been warned about spoilers. Here we go. Won-Jin, I want to go first.
Okay.
I want to start off right off by saying that I think Season 2 is better than Season 1. For me, at least.
Okay.
Another thing is, I feel like I'm in a buffet where the proprietor has a gun in my head and says I have to eat everything.
Swallow that.
Yeah.
Pick that up now.
There's like 108 menus, but I have to eat all of them. And I ask him, when can I leave? Never. What I'm trying to say is it's still a mixed bag for me.
Yeah.
I like some parts of it. I dislike some parts of it. I mean, like, here's an example. Like, some of the CG is amazing, and some of them is straight garbage. Like, I really love the elks, the tree.
Oh, you mean the Ents?
Yeah,
I think
Ents.
they're called Ent.
Yeah, and I love. It was really endearing because I felt like they were a couple, and they hold their hands together.
And I think this is the first time we see a female Ent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. I really
Women
like that.
Ent.
On the other hand, I hated when Gandalf was doing his sand trick and the CG was so noticeable against those samurai warriors.
You know what that reminded me of?
What?
What was it? Fargo season 4?
Oh, the tornado.
When that tornado
Uh-huh.
sweeps away, what's his name? Calamity or
Yeah,
something?
yeah,
that
the
guy?
killer. Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of that.
You know-
where like that happening was important, but the CG was out of their priority.
Yeah, the CG was so bad. You know what I wish? I wish the sandstorm would end and these samurai warriors would fall to the ground, and then Gandalf would literally start beating their asses with the ward, and then he would like strip one naked and write down Gandalf on his body. That's my name. Now I remember. Like, that's how bad I wanted a practical effect fight. Oh, what's up, Zizzy? I didn't watch Season 1, but this one is pretty good for this genre until now. Oh, I love the tree beings. Yeah, Zizzy, like, I agree with you in the fact that I'm also enjoying Sauron's arc very much.
Yeah.
I gotta say, like, Sauron is the best written character so far.
And I think I agree with you that I think so far Season 2 is a better series than Season 1. And I think it is because now we see Sauron well, now we know that he's Sauron, and we get to see like this side of Sauron that we did not know from the Lord of the Rings and everything. We just know him as like the supreme evil. But from this, we can tell that he's very conniving, and we know what kind of evil he truly is. And it also kind of reminded me a lot of Loki. You know? God of Mischief.
I agree.
It kind of felt like Loki, and I like the fact that the show so far has developed Sauron a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. The villain is always fascinating when it's like sympathetic, right? Kind of like Gus and Walter White from Breaking Bad. And I don't. But here's the thing, though, Won-Jin. I don't know if that's lore accurate. I will say that because I think I saw a lot of YouTube videos, like just the titles.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that Lord of the Rings have some diehard fans.
You know, I also saw some thumbnails of videos on Rings of Power, and I just had like a quick glimpse of them. None of them were nice to the show. So not a single one of them.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is me and Won-Jin, we're not diehard fans of Lord of the Rings. So that's why I think we have this like vanilla take, I guess.
Yeah, and whether it's canon or not, it doesn't really matter to us.
So I gotta say, is it good? maybe not. We have to watch the whole season, right?
Yeah.
But so far, there were some intriguing things for me, and that's mainly Sauron, and that brings up another problem for me is that Galadriel and Elrond is just very flat compared to Sauron, and there are also some like writing decisions that I find extremely stupid. I'm just gonna be honest. Like when Galadriel got the ring on, I thought the king would say, "Now take it off, bitch." Like why is like no one like she's
like who gets to decide who wears the ring?
No, like look exactly. I was just like. I thought like you guys hated her. She was like the queen bitch right now, and they're like, why is no one like tackling that and saying no, you don't deserve the ring. Let me give it to someone better. Like you just failed us miserably. You you just gave the devil basically.
Yeah, I mean you met Sauron and you played by his will, and now you think you're gonna wear this ring?
Yeah. Oh, what's up, Scott Walker? Hey boys, how you doing tonight? Oh, red is way better now.
That's good news.
Yo, Scott Walker, we're gonna have like around a 30-minute like review of this, and then the Let's Talk will start 30 minutes from now. So if you want to join us just for Let's Talk, you can come back then, because right now we're doing a review of Rings of Power. It's an Amazon streaming service TV series
based on the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. If you like Lord of the Rings, you can join in, of course. And so far so good. It feels exactly like I'm reading a fantasy book, and I'm not imagining what is happening. So it is pretty accurate until now. Yeah. Oh, speaking of fantasy elements, I don't know how it's going to play out, but I do love the ingredient they're setting up. For example, that troll with a hair. Yeah. So I suppose, like, after Sauron dominates, they become dumb because of him, because he seemed pretty intelligent. And
we saw him talk.
Yeah. And then I also love that Adar, his name.
Adar.
Yeah.
And strangely, the actor changed from season 1.
Oh, yeah.
This is a different actor. So at first I was wondering, it's like, what the hell? But then, because, you know, when that actor first appeared, it was the flashback of his betrayal of Sauron. So I thought maybe he was just there for the flashback. But then we see him showing up again in present time of the show. So I guess that old actor is gone. I kind of liked him. But the new actors and
I like the new one too. Except there is also some problem with the orcs though. Like I think the show, on one hand, wanted to depict the orcs as very sympathetic, and they show the baby orc, like all cute and stuff. And then in the next episode, they're like, "I'm gonna rip out your eye." I'm like, "So are you guys the good?" Like I'm a little bit confused.
Is it like? Do you put that face on when you encounter when you have these encounters, and like deep inside you're all like warm and sympathetic?
Yeah, it's a little.
What's going on?
I mean,
it's like a switch being turned on. Like,
so like I have mixed feelings about that. On the one hand, it worked great in certain scenes. It didn't work in certain scenes for me, and I think I don't know how they're gonna solve that. Yeah, and but Adar himself is very. And another problem I have is I wish the show was a little bit more streamlined, because I feel like there are redundant dialogues, while others are like I feel like I need more details.
Yeah.
So I have that mixed feeling where like some of the dwarves, but my biggest problem with the dwarves. On the one hand, I love the dwarves. I love their silly jokes, but like after watching it, I'm like, can we please move the plot along? And like, it's just like some of them is so adorable. Like that's why I have such a mixed feeling about the hobbits and the dwarves. Now I want to go back to Isildur. Like, I mean, Isildur, I hated it in the beginning. Now I like it because they add like it's like so weird. Like on one episode, I liked their like storyline the most, and the other hand, I'm just like, you're just putting it in because you need to, right? I just feel like some of the scenes can just be deleted, and just we can have like, for example, this 4 episode. I think it could have been 3, and I think it would have like caught our attention better. Like that's how I felt at least.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it's because there's so many plots being developed at the same time. So we have Gandalf and the Harfoots, Nori and what's her name, Poppy, and then we have the Numenors the blind queen and that political intrigue.
Oh, I hate the
going on.
Numenor storyline.
Yeah.
I wish the eagle would just snatch that guy.
I was thinking the same thing. But I was thinking more like the eagle would just like peck his eye out.
Oh, god damn it.
You know, when he like takes out his sword, it's like
Yeah.
and then starts like ripping him apart.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we have the elves story,
Yeah.
Galadriel and blah blah blah.
Oh my god.
And then we have another elf story around Celebrimbor.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Theo and that arrow elf. What's
Yeah.
his name?
Yeah.
So we have so many different stories going on at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's all over the place, and sometimes I agree things get redundant,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when I get bored.
Yeah.
And you know how I get bored? When I get bored, I notice it because when I'm not bored, I focus on the show. But when I'm bored, I realize I like swing on this chair, like left and right. This is
Yeah.
when I'm bored.
Yeah.
And I've kind of found myself swinging on this chair a lot.
Yeah. That's why I wish Gandalf would just beat those guys up. Like literally.
Yeah.
Like, and another thing is like the fight scenes are like just I feel like the fight scenes are at the wrong timing and for like insignificant like moments. And the writing is also all over the place. Like some lines are great, some lines are trash. When Elrond said she's not sacrificing herself for us, she's doing it for the ring. I'm like, bitch, it's still the same thing, motherfucker. You guys are leaving, right? Like, that's not like otherword pettiness, son. I was just like, what? Like, I hated.
If you're gonna say that, why didn't you just stay then?
Yeah, fuck you, bitch. And like, why did the ring like save the like gunshot guy? What about the other guy who got killed by the
who got dragged in?
Yeah. Like, I was just confused.
I was thinking that inside my head. I'm like, so maybe that guy could have been saved.
Yeah, me too.
And he just died.
Yeah, sometimes there have been some moments that were a bit too slow. Yeah, Scott Walker, British new show. Are there any similarities between Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings with this TV show? Oh, this Scott Walker, this show is like a prequel to the Lord of the Rings movies.
So this show is basically about Sauron forging the Great Rings.
Yeah.
You know how Lord of the Rings starts with like first like there were like 9 rings for the 3 rings for the Elven kings and 7 rings for the dwarves, 9 rings for the men.
Yeah.
And in each of these rings, there was like the power
Yeah.
to dominate and will. I mean, it had the will to rule their kind and blah 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 blah. But they were all deceived, for another ring was being forged in the fires of doom. Blah blah blah. So this show itself is about forging of those rings.
Yeah, this show is weirdly more of a homage to Hobbit than Lord of the Rings, because as much as I enjoyed the Hobbit movies, I did not wish it to be any longer than it was. And here it's happening again. Like, it's actually extra long, and that's why I keep thinking of a buffet where, you know, like some dishes, you know how you're walking in a buffet line and you're like, oh, let's try this. Oh, that's actually good. Oh, there's the fries, the requisite fries, because some guy might want fries, right? I'm gonna pass that, and I walk up and I eat it. This is total garbage. Fuck you, this dish. Who made this dish? And it's like that. Like, I just like I wish like some of the side characters just get removed. Honestly, like I think the writers were maybe a little too ambitious.
Yeah.
And this worked for Lord of the Rings because even Lord of the Rings movie, for example, there are like story lines that are meeting together, but the main one is 2. One is the hobbits heading to destroy the ring. The other one
Heading
is
to Mordor.
yeah, and then the other one is trying to fight the Mordor. It's actually very, very simple at heart. Here, like, and another problem is, I guess, Lord of the Rings from the get-go gives you a clear mission.
Yeah.
What it is
We have to reach that mountain to get rid of this fucking ring.
right. So there's I guess here the overarching plot is Sauron making the rings, I guess, but it's
And finally forging the master ring.
Yeah.
I think the season finale is going to be the master ring.
right. But somehow it doesn't feel like I have an urgent timeline at all. And Sauron's all transforming and shit.
And Natar.
like where are the dwarves that beat up people when you need one? I want them dwarves to be violent, son. Like, I want them all over the place. Jin say that with your storytelling voice.
Oh. One ring to rule them all.
Yeah.
And under darkness bind them.
Yes, I wish it was either just Sauron and the elves, and then maybe the dwarves. Like the human story has been especially boring. Like I hate that
Numenors.
Whatever the fuck their name is. Like
Numenorians. Okay.
Yeah.
Numenorians.
And listen, like the human portrayal also doesn't match what they're saying. Like I wish the humans were shown to be even more like covetous.
Covetous. That's the word they use. Yeah.
Yeah, more like I mean, they are portrayed that way, but I wish. I don't know.
Because Lord of the Rings did a pretty good job at that. Remember, like all these kings that Gandalf encounters. What was that guy who was trying to burn his own son?
Yeah,
on
that
the pyre?
guy.
Yeah, that guy. It kind of shows that humans are really weak. Compared to the elves and dwarves.
No, but see, Won-Jin, Lord of the Rings, the movie especially, had something that this show didn't have. It had black and white thinking. It didn't try to make anything complex. So when the king is evil, he's like, and then when he's good, oh my god, did I do that? With all this justice look. Might as well be Thor with the fucking golden hair, right? But here, everyone's so complex. The orcs have babies. And like, I just like, on the one hand, I applaud that because, like, I actually like the elves being like multiracial. I didn't mind that at all.
Yeah,
it's just like that's not the problem.
You know, like the five. I mean, the what are they? The party that was headed towards Eregion.
Yeah,
I was looking at the members, the elves who were tagging along with Galadriel and Elrond. I was like, oh my god. It was almost like they were trying so hard to put some variety among the elves. There was like this ginger guy, the red-headed one. There was an Asian elf. There was a. Can I say? I can't say African American because he's not American. He's an elf.
Black.
Yeah, a black elf.
Yeah. And
then we have a blonde elf.
Yeah.
So it has like a mixed variety of everyone.
And you know what? Another problem is like. People, as much as you want to make fun of Game of Thrones, the fourth season, like the first 4 seasons especially, had some bold choices. Let me give you an example where one episode is just one character.
Oh,
you know. So here, I do like them being a little bit more ambitious than season 1 with that kind of story structure.
Yeah.
But I wish we had an episode where it's just all about the hobbits. And then just move it along.
That's a great point. Because one thing I really liked about Game of Thrones was those stories about like the sidetracked characters, like the Hound and Arya. I mean, those were some brilliant episodes, and those episodes developed a character with enough depth for us to like truly care about them.
I'm not just talking about that though, Won-Jin. What I'm trying to say was, let's say episode 1 is all about the elves. Episode 2 is all about the hobbits. Episode 3 is all about Isildur. And in episode 4, they converge. You know, I agree with you, but I think that's more about writing. The quality of writing you're talking about, because Game of Thrones did this too, but the characters actually I felt like had more dimension than this. And I think part of that is also Game of Thrones from the get-go start off as a gray show. But here, I'm confused whether... do these orcs deserve to die? Or, like, I mean, and what is that human doing there serving the orcs? Doesn't he have a story? Oh, there we go. He gets eaten by the wolves. Who gives a fuck, right? Who gives a fuck about a human actually, like, choosing to serve the orcs, right? Isn't that something more interesting? Isn't that like Candyland Samuel Jackson character? Yeah.
Kept saying it before, the show should not even be compared to Lord of the Rings, because the difference is that the show has 12 episodes of 1 hour each in 12 months. That means they work 1 month for each episode. That's true. But I think it gets kind of tricky when it also becomes a show, because with movies, they have that limited time.
Right.
So they get to be very sure with what stays and what goes. But I think with TV shows, because they have those 12 episodes and because they have that time, they kind of cannot let go of some things. Like, they just try to put everything and become too ambitious, like you said.
No, but that's when it doesn't work, when you're saying. Because when it works, it's a different medium. And the great thing about TV is character building, I think. Because I think Breaking Bad wouldn't work as a movie because it's just going to be Walter White suddenly Jekyll and Hyde to Scarface. But Breaking Bad worked because we saw that change over 4 seasons. Now here, I think, like a buffet, I feel like they should. I agree with you, Won-Jin, in that they should have used the axe more radically. Just cut this off. It's not good. I think they should have set like a certain standard of quality. I don't know, but then again, the season's not over yet, so this is like a mid-season review for us. Scott Walker, I don't understand what is the point of making the show about Lord of the Rings. Why couldn't they make the show first year ago and made the movie now and the Hobbit films too? I mean, maybe that could have been a solution.
Yeah. Or maybe if they had made Lord of the Rings, I mean, this show 20 years ago, we might not have Lord of the Rings movie now.
That's right. That's so true. And another, I'm glad you said that, because I think this show kind of feel like a 90s show with just like better CG.
Yeah.
But I want to praise the props though. I do love like some of the designs, like the armor and just the character designs in general, like the spider.
Oh man, that was one of my favorite episodes. That reminded me a lot of what's that movie? I mean, Alien, and then also remember The Mist?
Yeah.
That spider scene? Yeah, it reminded me of that a lot.
And then King Kong too, Peter Jackson. I thought it was an homage to that.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that there would be a bigger spider, just like what we saw from the Lord of the Rings. You know, those like big ass spiders.
Yeah. And you know, another thing I like was, for example, like focusing on the horse was a great choice. I like that horse thing.
Yeah.
I wish they did it more with that, because now I know that horse is smart. I thought they could have added a lot of great ideas in there. Like, for example, like the horse actually, I mean, I don't know, doing some like teamwork with Isildur. Because that was interesting, because when that started, that was the kind of bold choice I was talking about just focusing on Isildur.
I was wondering, where is that horse going? And then it managed to find Isildur.
Yeah, because one of the
presumed dead.
One of the great thing about Game of Thrones was they did a good job of like having the gut to just not show where the character is for a long time, and then suddenly appear. So I wouldn't have mind the episode where Isildur is just fucking around, trying to survive, whatever, and the end, the Galadriel appears suddenly, like she's gone for 2 episodes. It doesn't need to always follow this strict, I have to show everybody what they're doing, time zone thing. So that's the shame. That's the thing that I have problem with. Just calling for a little walk to the supermarket while I'm talking to you. Yeah. Melbourne Airport. Oh yeah, you're always near the airport, right?
Becomes a different management structure, different workload. Yeah, that's true. And because I love horses so much, how many horses got injured or died during the making of this TV show? Could you guys find out? Well, I don't think any though. These days, you know, these horses don't get hurt. You know, they also use CGI. When they film like a scene with a horse these days, they have this prop, and then later on they put CGI over it.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, Walker, my bad. No, but now that Walker said that, maybe the horse did get hurt because they didn't have a warning where no animal was hurt during the filming of the series. So they usually do that.
Did you check all the credit?
I
at
didn't.
The end?
So
Maybe there is.
You know what, you're right. I didn't check all of it.
Because, you know, these days, animal rights groups, they're very, very vigilant on these things.
Yeah, maybe you're right. So overall, that's my impression so far. Am I going to finish the season? Absolutely. You know, because as much as I don't like a lot of it, I also find a lot of it interesting. And especially Sauron.
Yeah. I love the scene where he touched that mithril.
Yeah.
Remember, like, the Elven Rings, they were saying that it was out of his influence and blah, blah, blah. And this time, he got to put it in his hand.
Yeah.
And it doesn't like show us much, but we can tell that remember when Lord of the Rings, the movie begins, the narration kind of describes what he did with the ring. Is like, inside that ring, he put his malice and cruelty and his will to dominate all life and blah, blah, blah. We can tell that was happening the moment he was touching that mithril.
Yeah. And you know what? I want to defend Galadriel. When the Elven King said, why did you trust him so much? She should have just said, because he's hot as fuck.
I almost banged him.
Yeah. He was so steamy, my king. He was so steamy, my king. My uterus was breaking down. I wanted him, that's why. You know, because that actor is not only handsome, he's doing a great job, like, portraying, you know, like, conniving.
Yeah.
Yeah, very great.
We can tell from the first 4 episodes, after like having him revealed as Sauron, that he's very good at finding weaknesses in people and elves and dwarves.
And I like the Galadriel actor. I wish she would get smarter lines and shit. You know, like the actor is like fantastic. The casting, it's just like she doesn't get the interesting dialogue.
And you know, I saw her interview on YouTube. What kind of surprised me is she's nothing like what she seems like on the show.
Really?
It's kind of like Emilia Clarke.
Oh,
you know how goofy she is in real life? She's also kind of like that.
No, but like, so the casting is perfect. I just wish, and I wish they would stop calling her a competent commander already. Like, you're supposed to show me that she's a competent commander. I have not seen this. Like,
well, we do get some glimpses in season 1.
Yeah, but that was I don't know.
But I wish we would actually get some flashbacks, because remember, she warred for millennia.
Thank you. Oh, that's a great
Just
idea.
Imagine like thousands of years of battle experience.
Yeah.
How badass that would be.
Yeah.
But we don't get that.
Yeah, remember that badass like flashback scene in Lord of the Rings when Agent Smith says, "No, Isildur!" And then like, because we get that character. Like I don't mind having like. This seems
by the way, that's Elrond.
Oh, that's Elrond, right?
That Agent Smith guy, Hugo Weaving. He's the old Elrond.
Yeah, he was awesome in the movie. Here, I like the actor, but the writing is the problem, not the actor's fault. Like, get some his pettiness is off the chain. Oh my God, Joe, hide that cola bottle. No, it's brandy. In these is that supposed to be like? Is that a
cola bottle?
Oh right, Zezzy, your Korean is amazing. Scott Walker, in these movies and TV programs, why do they only use white horses and black horses for movies? Yeah, because they're symbolic. Because white horses usually portray purity.
Yeah.
And
black evil.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like, you know, how the Nazguls always ride on black horses in the Lord of the Rings.
It's just a great, like, convenient story device. Has there been any scientific evidence or proof the Lord of the Rings actually did happen, or the Old Testament or legend? What about this TV show as well? No, Scott Walker. Lord of the Rings is completely fictional. I can't speak on the Old Testament. Yes, it's a code word. Thank you, Zedzi. No, but this is for my back pain. This is medicine. And Won-Jin just looking at me like, shut the fuck up, face. You have to be careful with cola bottles if they don't pay for you to advertise them. Oh, that's right.
And you know, I don't know how many episodes are left, but I'm kind of looking forward to seeing the end of the show, because I think so far they're doing a better job than season 1. And I think it's also because season 2 already starts with some traction in the plot. And after having seen these episodes, I look forward more to Sauron.
And you know what? This is my conclusion. Like, as of right now, if I think they're setting up for a big battle scene. If they do a battle scene better than season 1, I'm willing to forgive them. Like, because the season 1 was the battle scene was nah for me. But here, I think if they...
And the battle was also too short because of that volcanic eruption.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, if this is some... Like, they're preparing some kind of three-way or something. Dwarves and the Orcs.
The Orcs, yeah.
Yeah, because they're showing the march. So I'm expecting a battle scene. Listen, if around episode 7 they do an amazing battle scene, I'm actually willing to forgive everything. Like, because if this was a build-up to that, I mean, because that's why we have to have, like, a end-of-season judgment, right? Because this could all be, like, foreshadowing and shit. What is your favorite character so far? Oh! My favorite character is actually that evil mage. Because he's played by...
Oh, the Dark Wizard guy.
Yeah, he's played by... he was in Game of Thrones. He was...
was he?
King Beyond the Wall.
Oh.
Yeah, he was also in Rome.
Oh, that's right.
Caesar.
That guy. I forgot his name.
Let's give a shout out to him.
What was he called? Wasn't he like the king of the White Walkers? Yeah. I'm not the wildlings.
King Beyond the Walls. He's a very famous character actor.
And so far, for me,
Yeah,
I think I like Sauron the most.
yeah, Kieran Hines. He's a very famous, I think, Irish or Scottish.
Yeah, that sounds very Irish.
Yeah. So he was amazing in Rome, the HBO series as Caesar, and then here, like, he's my favorite because he's a blank sheet, and I hope he brings his like acting energy to the show, because I think he's like, for me personally at least, I think he's like the highest caliber actor that appeared in the show so far. I could be wrong, of course, because I don't follow every actor's career, but he's very well known to me, and he's such a great actor in everything he does. Everything he does.
And I also recently, I think it was him. I saw him in this like movie.
No, he's in a lot of things
with Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, he's in a lot of things.
What was it? It was pretty hilarious.
He's just a great character actor all around. He's kind of like Tywin Lannister actor. He's in a lot of different roles, even minor roles, but he always delivers.
Hold on. The movie was called The Family Plan. Yeah, that's it. That's a great time-killing movie, but we'll talk about this some other time. And I also really like the character of the dwarf. What's his name? The prince. The dwarf prince. Yeah, I like that character.
No, that's your favorite?
I like the father-son relationship. I love how they set them up to show us like just how stubborn they are.
Yeah. I see, that's the thing. The dwarf scene is, you brought up a good point. I always find them charming, but I always ask myself, what the fuck does this have to do with anything that's going on? Can we fucking hurry along? Like, why can't we just have a movie about them? Like, cause that's how I felt in the first season, because I even liked the wife, and like, it was charming. But maybe this is my fault. Maybe I'm being too impatient, because maybe it is trying to show all that sides. But I do love the dwarves.
And I also look forward to, what's his name? Balrog waking up from Khazad Dûn, because we know what happened from Lord of the Rings.
Right. Yeah. All the horse movies I've seen over the years, the black horse is the hero, and the child's abused animal that's been rescued or black. Do you guys find black horses beautiful, or do you find them scary or terrifying? I find all horses beautiful.
I agree. I find all horses to be beautiful.
Yeah, magnificent creatures. I like the Dwarven lady wife. She got strength and attitude. Yeah, I like her character too. Like, see, that's why, like, sometimes, like, it's like a buffet. That's like a fried chicken for me. The dwarves like a fried chicken. Like, I want to stay there, but since it's fried, I also get, like, really heavy full, so I want to move on to the next food.
You know the actor in The Lord of the Rings, Elijah Wood? He did the 1996 Dolphin movie, Flipper, with Paul Hogan. Ah, okay. I remember Elijah Wood did a lot of acting since he was a child.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Didn't he play, wasn't he in Sin City? He played that psychopath killer.
The killer who gets tied up to a tree, so the wolves can eat him. I think I remember him.
Yeah. He was opposite Mickey Rourke, was it? Yeah, he was great in the movie.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
far it's more promising than the first season. So maybe we will talk about this again after watching a few episodes, maybe halfway. I don't know how many episodes there will be, or maybe once like the season's finished.
I give it a 7 up to now. I was gonna give it a 6, but after watching episode 4, I'm like, gosh, I can't tell if this is 5 or 7 or 4 or 6. That's how I really feel. Like, but season 4 so far, in conclusion, better than season 1.
Yeah, I think
much more engaging.
I would also give it a 7 because I love how they portray Sauron, and I love like where the story is going with him. I like the fact that he chose. When he was going back to Mordor, I was expecting him to be like turning into Sauron. It's like, oh, you bitches, I'm here for my revenge. Now I'm the king. No, he actually was like manipulating them as well as the elves and everybody. So that made him really interesting for me. So I give that a lot of praise. And I also expect to see more manipulation done by Sauron. And I also love how ambiguous everything is regarding the rings, especially the Elven Rings. I mean, at first, they are showing effect of healing. But based on Lord of the Rings, we know that this is all a deception.
Yeah. I mean, hey, now that you brought that up, the legacy of the movie is just like a dual-edged sword for the series. I sometimes wish the movie didn't exist.
Yeah, because everybody's comparing with Peter Jackson.
Yeah. What is your least favorite character so far?
My least favorite so far would be either Nori. I'm sorry for the Harfoot, but either Nori or what's his name, Theo. They're the least interesting.
Who the hell is
right
Theo
now.
again?
That kid.
That son.
Whose mother died.
Oh right. You know what's funny? I forgot the mother died, and I was like, "Who the fuck are they mourning?" Like I was so confused. Like I got something to confess. You're a Harry Potter fan? Hey, I respect that, Skywalker. I'm also not a big Lord of the Rings fan because I do respect people who are diehard fan of it, but I'm like fantasy. I'm not like that into in general too. Zezzy, why? What do you mean why?
About why I chose Nori and Theo? Because they're very, very, very flat. I think I'm more interested in those masked pursuers.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh,
they hinted on like why they're wearing a mask. And
I was about to say the opposite. Those samurai masks are annoying the fuck out of me. I wish Heinz would just punch them in the face.
I don't know. It just gave me this like Lord of the Rings vibe of Boba Fett.
Oh. No, but Boba Fett, you know what?
Everyone like the Mandalorians.
Everyone can have their opinion.
Of the Middle Earth.
I just got annoyed by them because first of all, they seem very incompetent at their job. Like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, I thought the mage was I gotta do it myself. Like, and there were also some. See, this series have a lot of interesting ideas that I just feel like they're out of place. What the fuck is up with the birds and them cutting the hand and doing the ritual? And when Heinz said, did I just waste my blood on the? I was like, explain, please. Explain. Is this like a mage thing, like Witcher, where you have to pay a price for teleportation? And first of all, why are you sending these incompetent trackers? Yeah. Why don't you just go yourself?
Yeah, just like you first said so.
Yeah. Why? Like, see that there are a lot of convoluted like storylines. Like, shut up and go. Like that thing. You know the actor Elijah Wood in the Lord of the Rings firm? He did a Night Dolphin movie. Yeah, okay.
Flipper. Are there any wild horses in Korea? I think only in Jeju Island, or maybe.
Most of them are for food, though, farmed. But anyway, guys, so JoeJinMovieSoAwesome gives a mid-season or like early season grade of 7 out of 10. Better than season 1. Still a mixed bag. I hope it doesn't go down.
Yeah.
I like it so far.
So far, it's good.
Yeah, it's not that bad. If you are
a Lord of the Rings fan, or
maybe you hate it.
If you like The Hobbit, we definitely recommend you to check it out. We can't guarantee whether you will like it or not, but it's definitely worth checking out. It's one of the reasons why we're also watching it. Because I mean, come on, it's based on the Lord of the Rings.
And this was for Ui Chan Hong, by the way. Because if Ui Chan Hong, our most loyal #1 subscriber, didn't recommend this to us, I would have not watched this maybe. Or I was gonna watch it. But his recommendation made me watch it very fast. But anyway, guys, we're going to take a short break. Oh, Hot Drop, boys. Arcane Season 2 is coming out. Arcane? What is Arcane? Is that a TV series? I guess it is because you said Season 2.
I don't know what Arcane is.
Hey, guys, let's do our talk back and forth in about 3 minutes, okay?
We'll be right back.
Yeah, this has been JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I'm Joe.
I'm Won-Jin.
We'll see you guys in a bit.
See you soon.
Bye, bye, bye.
One ring to rule them all.
No, I was hoping they would do a Jack Reaper on those samurai mask guys and torture them.
Rule them all.
Like Gandalf tortured them.
And under darkness bind them.
Oh, we forgot to talk about the mage boy, like that Gandalf meets.
Oh, Tom.
Whatever.
Forgot his name. Tom something. Yeah. At first, I thought he was what's his name? Radagast, the wizard who rides on this like this sleigh pulled by rabbits.
Yeah.
I first thought it was him.
Maybe.